What up, everybody? This is Deal Finding Hour. Today's Friday, so Deal Finding Friday. What's going on? We got Nathan Valley. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what is up, gang? Good to
Yes,
see
sir.
you all. How you doing, brother?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. And I think it's important to be truthful with the audience. We're a little depleted today. I don't know what happened. You're a little depleted. I'm a little depleted. But you know what's important, everybody? That it's not like the mindset thing. It's not like, I got to pump myself up. It's about taking the actions that you know are necessary to get you to where you want to go. So we talk a lot about mindset. Like mindsets, it's kind of like hoopla, like oh, let me watch a motivating video to really pump myself up to call. No, it's like, yo, these are the actions I need to take. It's discipline, it's consistency, and it's making offers. So that's why we're here for you today, everybody. Welcome. If you're feeling depleted, just stay diligent, stay consistent, and you will succeed. Right, Nate? Is that right? Or am I wrong, bro?
100%. 100%. Yeah, guys, and we're going to be hopping into Privy here. And guys, I'm sure you all have days like this too, right? To where you're like, not really feeling it today. Well, that's cool. Just show up. Just show up, do the best that you can. And as if anyone's ever done P90X, Tony Horton, he had this really cheesy line where he would just be like, just do your best and forget the rest. So that's what we're going to do, guys.
That's it.
So, brother, what are we hopping into today?
So we're gonna make some phone calls. Okay, so if people don't know how we kind of run our business, it's called the painless way. We have buyers, and then we go find out what they want to buy, and then we use Privy to filter the criteria. Now, I have a couple of properties that I've had my virtual assistant Zishan make offers on, and I'm gonna call them. I have Zishan make the calls and make the offers, but I'm gonna call them and see what's going on. I want to know what the story's about with some of these properties that we've found on Privy. Now let me explain to you how we found this buyer and how we take action. But if anybody loves Privy and doesn't have it yet, please try it. I put the link in the description where people can get it. Use the code THRIVE and you get, I think, 20-30% off your first month. And it's a no-brainer. You can try it, and if you don't like it, then reach out and say, hey, I didn't like it, but you're gonna like it, so don't even worry about it. And we use Privy in our own business, so if you want to learn more about how we roll after this, hit us up. We got a master class. We teach it for free, but today we're diving in how to use Privy and implement it. But you know what? I'm going to show you how we did it, but I would honestly be more interested in hearing from the audience and saying if they have any agents they'd want me to call or Nate to call, or just answer some questions. Cause for this is not for me and Nate just to just yap, right? We're here to provide value. That's all we care about is providing value. Cause if it's not valuable, no one's watching it. It's not worth making. So let's look in the comment section super quick. We got, what up? My payment went through, guys, and I'm totally stoked waiting. Okay. Love it. Love it. I love to see it. So what that is we work with people too. And Jason, we're here. Love to work with you and show you how to rock out on Privy. And what else we got? He's got Privy. Let's go. That's what we like to see. So in the masterclass, we show people how to use Privy, and Jason's got Privy. Let's go. Now let's show you how to use it. And Investor Thrive, Melissa, Leak, let's go. And anybody else want to say what's up before we get started?
Nate, man, what I think I'd love to do is I actually want to show how I set up my filters. You know what? I'm not sure if I actually have the time to do that today. Ooh, maybe next week we should do that because that's really, really good. But I'll show you guys the results that I get from the filters I've set up in Privy. Let me share my screen with you.
You want to show that right now, bro?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and we got, let's do it the painless way. Let's freaking go, Antonio. That's how we do it. All right, Nate, share that screen. And then after that, I'm going to, what else are we going to do? I'm going to
quick vet some properties. And then, if we want to call one, and then if somebody puts here in the chat an agent that you guys would like us to call, always happy to do that.
We'll call any agent right now. Nate will call any agent right now. We ain't afraid. Never afraid. Go ahead, Nate. Share that screen, boy. Hey, way to have that quick trigger. Way to have that quick trigger finger, by the way, on that comment. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So we got Privy up here. So Privy if you guys know or don't know, so there's a filter button up here. And what you can do is, ooh, this is different. Okay, they've updated
Ooh.
this.
Oh,
I
okay.
like this. Good job, Benson. Okay, this is cool. So, I mean, same stuff, it looks like. Fix and flip pop top. Okay, so when we set filters, what you're going to want to do is you're going to start up here in the top left and you're going to put whatever your target market is. So for me, I did a 30-day challenge where I picked a brand new market that I knew nothing about, and I was going to try to do a deal in 30 days with spending $0. The only thing I spent money on, the only thing was Privy. And spoiler alert, I did a $20,000 deal in that 30-day time period, and I only spent like 2 hours a day, like two, yeah, like, and half of that I was kind of explaining what I was doing. So guys, top left, you're gonna put your city, and then property type, single family. I leave it as attached, and we're looking for actives, right? Because we want it to send us deals, properties that we want to call and make offers on. I'm going to leave it as fix and flip, ARV. Now, I like to leave this a little bit higher, about 80%. Depends on what your buyers are buying at. But I like it to be a little bit broader than the exact criteria. And reason being is because, if it's already at the perfect price when Privy sends it to me, it might be a little too late. So I want Privy to send it to me before it's at that perfect price so I can call, make the offer, and get it under contract for anybody else. Now, for me in Orlando, because I have relationships with my buyers, I know what they're looking for. I know what price points. They don't like buying over 400,000. Honestly, they don't like buying over 300,000. They'll buy up to 3, maybe 350 tops. But again, why do I have the list price go as high as 400,000? Because guys, even real estate agents, even listed properties on the MLS, you can find something for 400,000 and they'll come down 80, 90, 100 grand off list price. I did it during my 30-day challenge. There's a property listed for 399 and I got it under contract for 310. So it's doable, guys. Beds, baths. I do minimum 2 bedrooms. Baths, minimum 1 bathroom. Stories, all. Basement, any. HOA, no, I don't like HOAs. Year built, all I do is I put a maximum. So I don't want anything, and this, it's kind of up to you. I like to do like about 5 years back. So what would it be, 2018? So 2018 is what I would put. Why do I do that? Well, if the house was built in 2019, 2020, or 2021, 22, 23, it's so new, there's probably no value or not much value that we can bring to that seller, right? Or to that property. Guys, the easiest kind of test as far as is this something that's worth our time to call is there any value we can add to the actual property, right? Does it need repairs? Does it need to be updated? All that sort of stuff. And then days on market, I'll do 0 to 49. And then I'll make a second search of 50 days plus. Now, I actually kind of got this from a gentleman named John Galan. Some of you guys may know him. So got to give credit where credit's due. So that's kind of where I got this set up from. And guys, it works. It works great. So once you do this, you would run the search and then save it. But again, not going to go too deep. So this is my Privy email. So once I set and save that filter, Privy will literally send you emails every day for properties that hit the criteria that you set. So let's take a look. So this was sent to me 3 hours ago. And let's see what properties Privy sent me. Ooh, all right, let's take a look at some of these. Oh, this one's in Tampa. So Tampa, because I had actually set Tampa up as when I was doing an example. Are these all Tampa? for the most part. All right, this one's Orlando. Let's look at this one. Now, guys, why was I skipping past the ones in Tampa? Because my relationships and my buyer relationships are in Orlando. I don't have buyer relationships in Tampa, not yet anyways. So, I'm being disciplined and I'm not going outside of my market. Now, you can expand when you're at that point, but if you don't have relationships with buyers and you don't know what they're paying, you don't know what a deal is. So let's look at this one. So Orlando, let's take a quick look at pictures.
That's decent.
All right. So, all right. Not terrible. Not terrible. Now, it was listed 2 days ago. The listing price is $239. Okay. Not a terrible list price. But the inside doesn't look that bad. I usually like something to look a little bit worse. And these are good pictures. So let's see what for a first-time home buyer or an investor. Okay. So that's what I look for. I don't read this whole thing. I just take a quick look to see if they say anything like cash offer only, great for an investor. Because basically when they put that in the description, they are inviting you to give them a call, right? Don't be afraid to call those people. They're asking for it. Right. And if they're like, yo, that price is way too low, you can be like, hey, totally understand. I saw you guys were looking for an investors. Me as an investor, this is what I'd be able to offer. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to take a quick peek here. What kind of properties do we have around here? Is this remotely in the ballpark? So first thing I like to do is I go to settings and I like to do activity type all. Then I click save. Boom. Look at all those results. All right. So we've got one here. We've got one here under contract. So the first thing I like to look at is location. I want to look for the closest comps possible. And then I'm checking to see, are they similar properties to mine? This is a 3-2 built in 1960. Now ours is built in 1960. Now this is smaller square footage. So that second bathroom, probably nothing special there. I want to just take a quick look, see what the pictures look like. Okay, this is nice. So this looks like it was rehabbed. Ooh, before and after button, my favorite. All right. Doesn't help me at all. So this was bought in February. Interesting. What happened here? So guys, this was bought in February for $320. And then they listed it for $315. Probably not an investor. But let's see. So these people were the buyer. Yeah, they're the buyer. And they're the seller. So, what happened there? Probably just people that bought it, moved, a vacation house, or, got a job and maybe situation changed and they're moving a lot sooner than they thought. Who knows? All right. I don't really like that one as a comp, but I like it as far as giving a really good idea of the rough price range. I just want to see one more. All right. 3-1, 305. Guys, so 239 is not bad. I guarantee you when I call this, they're probably going to already have a ton of offers on the table. And how do we deal with that? I hear that all the time. Man, I keep calling these properties and they've got so many offers on the table. They say they've already got 8 or 9 offers on the table. How on earth do I deal with that? Well, hopefully.
Yo, let's give a quick shout out to Alice. Alice Kowalski says, "Hi Nathan, I have Privy now. Let's go." She's got Privy, baby. Let's go. Hey, shout out, Alice. Way to take action. Hopefully you use the code Thrive and you got that discount for the first month. And use my link, please. Anyway, Nate, keep it going, brother. Shout out.
All right. So what am I doing here? So I'm copying this and I'm looking to find their cell phone number. Typically, the number they have listed here is just for the office phone.
We don't like calling that office either, man. We do not like calling that office.
No, we are not a fan of it.
And
So
hey,
we're
by the way,
looking
Alice did get the
for
discount. She got the discount with the promo code Thrive, which you all need to use. Let's freaking go. Save some money. Love to hear it.
oh my
Yes,
goodness.
but we don't
Is
call,
this
we
the
don't like
flat
calling the
fee
office.
listing? Think
We don't
so.
like calling the office because it's like, oh, who are you trying to connect with? And you're like, look, I'm just trying to talk to the person
There we
that
go.
the right person. Nate, can you hear me or no?
Shaboom. So I can hear you, brother.
No, okay, you're just
Loud
ignoring
and
me. All right.
clear.
All right, all right.
No, I can hear you.
It must be a little delayed,
Hopefully you
brother.
guys can hear me. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. So we got our cell phone number right here. Now I even like to just double check real quick. Okay, boom. Different phone number. Love it. Let's give Brandy a call. All right, and again, guys, we're going to be calling about this house that I almost guarantee you she's got multiple offers on. And I hope she does for sake of the conversation. What on earth is that going to look like? 407-305-4754. Now, guys, I'm about to show you how can you still make an offer if there's multiple offers on the table from other buyers with that are 0 days due diligence, all cash offers. I'm assuming she's already going to have that on the table. And I hope so, because I'll get to show you guys how we work and navigate that type of conversation.
Let it fly, brother.
Hi, press 1 to be connected to this Premier agent. You will now be connected to this Premier agent on a call recorded for quality purposes.
By the way, Nadia, we will get to this question after Nathan connects. We'll answer that question for you for sure. He might even.
This is Brandy.
Hey, Brandy, can you hear me?
I can. I apologize. I'm in a conference right now, so it's a little loud.
Oh yeah, no worries. It sounds like I caught you in the middle of something.
No, I met Ed before he became. How can I help you?
Bree, I'll be totally honest. I'd love to chat with you. I'm actually having a really hard time hearing you. Is there a better time I can give you a call? Or is there any chance that I was going to ask about a listing that you have that I'm interested in? I'm interested in making an offer. Is there any chance you could step into a room?
We're kind of in the middle of everywhere. Can I call you back?
No, we can hear you now.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is this about the home in Stockholm?
Yes, that's correct.
Stockholm Way? Okay, let me give you a call. Kind of like there's nowhere for me to really escape to right now. It's like a big open room.
Okay, it's actually a lot better right now.
Oh. Okay. I just put the phone up closer to my mouth.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I was calling about the home on Stockholm. I'm really interested in it. I was looking at it as a potential investment opportunity. I was wondering if you could just tell me, a little bit about the house and, anything in particular that you think would be important for someone like me to know.
Okay, so it does not have central AC. They did have it priced out for central AC, and it was going to cost, I believe, $7,000. That was a couple of years ago, so you're going to want another quote on that. They were going to put all of the vents, because it's a flat roof, they were going to put all the vents in one of the closets. There's several closets in there, so you won't lose any space in that sense. It's very, very well kept condition. It's been in the family for a long time. It has a new roof, August 2020 on it. The water heater is from 2012. Let's see. There's no liens or anything like that, no open permits or anything like that on the property. It's a very good property. I actually looked at investing in it myself, but I know the family and I wanted to, get the ties off her.
Yeah, got it. Okay. I was gonna say I was taking a look at it. It looks like a beautiful property. It looks really well. My guess is you guys probably already have a number of offers on the table.
It has been very busy with showing today. It was vacant, so I put an electronic lockbox on it, and it's been all day just going. I I do have one offer that came in that I know about. I haven't been able to check my email officially just because I just left one of the sessions. But it has been very busy. But I always encourage people to look at it. You just never know.
Yeah, now I know looking at it, and just from what you told me, great home. It's not like it's in total disrepair or anything like that at all. I guess for you, who do you feel is kind of the right fit? Do you feel like it's more of a better fit for first time home buyer, or is the AC part kind of, an issue for them? Or do you feel it's a better fit for, an investment property as like a rental or something maybe?
I think if it has central AC, it would be, fit a lot more, people's desires. That, like I said, I myself was going to use it as purchase it as an investment opportunity, but I know the family, so, I wanted to get them highest the best. And as an investor, we don't pay highest the best.
Yeah.
But it's a really good home as far as like maintenance and things like that. It's very nicely kept. The backsliding doors, the impact glass. It's like I said, it's been in the family. It was their family home, so it's been in the family a long time. So.
Okay. Now I know the house is vacant. I guess one question I have is, being an investor, sometimes there's a lot of unique things I can kind of, put into an offer that's able to be a really, really good fit for either you or the sellers. I guess, is there anything in particular, obviously they want the highest price possible, but is there anything else other than price that's important to them?
Just a clean deal, no big contingencies or anything like that is what we're looking for.
Okay, are they looking for like to close in a particular time? Like, would they prefer quick closing, or would they actually prefer closing to kind of, be a little bit further out? Anything like that?
Well, it's vacant, so, sooner is better. But they're not pressed for it. So.
Got it. Okay, and then I know probably one of my last questions is, one thing, Brandy, I am calling, and I'm looking at this, I'm calling unrepresented. So, of course, if, I was able to put together an offer that's able to be a good fit for the sellers, if it's okay with you, would love to have you represent me. And, totally up to you, love for you to get both sides of the commission, or, if you want to offer any of that as a discount, totally your decision. But before I make an offer,
I do have a variable commission with them. However, what I would suggest doing in situations like that, I always wait for the offer to come in. So it looks like we'll most likely be calling highest and best by Sunday at 5, just because of the amount of activity. I was going to have an open house on the property. I don't think that do that at this point because of the activity I have. So if you want, I can see kind of what offers come in, and I can give you a little bit more advice in that aspect if you'd like.
I guess let me first ask you this, because the one thing is I know an investor. My offer, I don't know if the other offers would be all cash. Mine would be able to be. I guess my question is though is the last thing. Look, beautiful house. You're not going to have any trouble selling this by any means, and neither will they. Obviously. And my number one goal is I don't want to make an offer that would ever insult you or the sellers. I know you guys have it listed really well here at $239. I guess if I were to make a cash offer, where do you feel like, it would really need to be at in order to be competitive?
We priced it pretty low. Like I said, I would need to wait until Sunday at 5. I haven't even been able to look at the other offer that I have. So listen, I have to run back into this class. If you could text me your name, because I didn't catch that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. My name's Nathan Valley.
Okay, Nathan. What I could do is I can take a look at the offers I have coming in, and I can give you a little bit more guidance in that respect if you'd like. But the comp suggests at least 850 price. I'm sorry, 250 price. And but I do have to get going. Our class is starting right now.
Yeah, Brandy, totally understand.
Call later today.
Yeah, let me let you go. If I'm able to be competitive, some things I can put in there is large earnest money deposit, 0 days due diligence. That's all things that, we could potentially put in there. So yeah, let's reconnect later and talk when you have some more information on the other offers.
Okay, thanks so much, Nathan.
All right, take care, Brandy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
It seems like Florida is alive and well and hot and getting deals. People are
and it's bumping wherever she's at. I hope you guys were able to kind of hear some of that. Were you able to hear her conversation from her side?
Yeah, I heard it all clear. How about everybody watching? Did that come in loud and clear? Or were you all confused at that conversation? I think it was pretty clear.
So yeah, there's a number of things I really want to break down. So this house that we're looking at and that conversation, number one,
it's a typical conversation, by the way, in a hot market.
What's that?
That's a typical conversation in a hot market. If you guys have that kind of conversation, that's the conversation you normally should have with someone that is there's a lot of competition. But if yours aren't going like that, then yeah, I would learn from what he just did.
Yeah. So first and foremost, whether you're talking to agents or whether you're talking directly to sellers, guys, the one thing I would love for you all to please, I guess, stop doing, and it will dramatically help you, is stop forcing an offer on the first call. So many people, I know so many people talk about it and they preach, I'll make them a low offer in the first couple minutes of chatting with them, and guys, that just breaks rapport and it just kills any chance of you doing the deal. Now, so guys, put it into 2 calls. There's no need to have it on the first call. If you've built rapport and you've built trust, they're not going to sell it overnight. And if that does happen, as an extremely rare occasion. So break it up into 2 calls. And the second call can be in the same day when you make that offer, but just break it up. So that's number one. I didn't make a low offer right on the phone because she wouldn't have even saved my number. She wouldn't have listened to me, would have never gotten a call back. Number 2, I didn't say anything about where my price would be. Nothing. I gave 0 information about where I would be at number-wise. And I said, hey, where would I need to be at in order to be competitive? She's already got 1 offer on the table. She says there's showings going in and out all day, and they're going to be accepting highest and best on Sunday. So what we ask is, where would I need to be at in order to be competitive? Another thing, guys, when you ask an agent, hey, what's the lowest they'll take? And you word it like that, immediately they're like, you're a lowball investor.
You're a lowballing piece of trash.
Yeah, it's just going to be a bad offer. That's not what we want to do, right? Quite the opposite. Where would I need to be at in order to be competitive? Real question, because I don't want to waste her time and I don't want to waste mine. And the thing that I got out of that is she's like, well, I don't know. She said comps are at 250. That's fine. Doesn't mean anything to me. But the thing that she did, and that most agents will surprisingly do for you, is they'll let you know exactly where their other offers are at.
Even though they have a fiduciary responsibility to not say a dang thing.
And so what she said, she was like, oh yeah, let me see. She's like, I wouldn't be able to make a decision or tell you until Sunday. Guys, what I did was I just lined myself up to be cool. I can be the last person in line, see what everybody else offers, and then I just have to beat that bid by $1.
That's how you win, baby.
Right? So we just kind of set ourselves up. Now, will it play out that way? Not sure, but you now have a fighting chance. And it's either one of 2 things. If this is going to be sold to an investor, you've got a really strong chance. Or it's going to be a first-time home buyer. And you probably won't be able to beat a first-time home buyer, not on this house, which is fine. That's totally fine. So what would I do from here? So now that I've called this agent, it's a potential property. Now, the other thing, I hope you guys heard when I asked her, who do you feel this property is a good fit for? Who do you feel this property is best fit for? Like a first-time home buyer or an investor? I asked that because I want her to tell me right off the bat. And she had mentioned how there's no AC. Now, when she had first said that, guys, that should be like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
Like
bro, no
really
AC in Florida, bro. That's hot.
Yeah, no AC in Florida. And guys, that's not cheap. That's not like a few $100s to fix up. You know, that's probably close to like 10 grand. So for an average person. So, you know, for someone to buy a house and then have to spend an additional 10 grand, and that's something that's needed in Florida, right? That deters a lot of first-time home buyers. So that's why it's even considering investors and why investors could be a really good fit for this house. She's got one offer on the table. She's going to let us know Sunday. And then what I would do from here is I would call my buyer, or I would let my buyer know, hey, I've got a really interesting property on Stockholm Way. It's a 3-1, 1,300 square feet, blah, blah, blah. You know, here's some details about it. What price do you think you would need it to be at? But ideally, what I would really do is I would wait until Sunday. I would text my buyer and give him a heads up. Hey, I think I might have a really hot deal, but I won't know until Sunday. You know, will you have your phone on you so I can reach out? And what
I would even throw that. I would even throw in, Nate, hey, I might like exactly what you said, but where do you think you'd be on this? I would even throw that out there just because if you just wait, my opinion is if you just wait till Sunday and she gives you, you know, where you need to be and it's like way off from where your buyer is, you don't even have to waste the time, right? But that'd be
exactly. And so what I, you know, yeah, the way I prefer to do is I like to wait until she tells me, you know, on Sunday, hey, it would need to be at this price. And then I would say, okay, great. Let me call you back in just a minute. And I would call my buyer and said, hey, if the price was in the right ballpark, only if it was in the right ballpark, I would call my buyer and say, hey, there's a bunch of offers on this house. It's a really good deal. I think I was able to build really good rapport with the agent. I think I can be the one to win you the deal. You know, it would need to be at this price with these terms. Are you interested? And if he says yes, great. Then we get all the paperwork lined up and I already have the deal sold and I know exactly what I can pay before I even make my official offer to the agent.
Pre-wholesaling, which is painless wholesaling. Let's go.
100%. Now, what else would I do with Privy? So I would click on comps and it brings me down here. I'd zoom out. So now this one, we said it wasn't an investor. This one, 3-1, 1961. This looks really nice. It's under contract right now. So let's see. This probably was not an investor. But this is where
the grass is looking green.
Yeah, it was struggling back in 2016, man. Now what I do is from here, I'll look at, now I already have buyer relationships before I ever make a call like this. But now I also want to add maybe 1 or 2 buyers that are specifically buying deals in this neighborhood. So I know I've already got guys to where this would be a good fit for them, but I also want to try to see if I can find someone that would be even better fit. And there's no better place to look than right in that same area. And that's where the comping tool, and man, I've seen a lot of different comping tools for a lot of different softwares. Like, in my opinion, it is not even close. Like, if I was other people, I'd probably just get rid of my comp tool because it looks silly when you compare it to this. This one is so much better than every other comp tool. If you only got Privy to use for the comp tool, worth every penny. And I'm not even exaggerating that, guys. Really, really makes a world's difference. So let's take a look here. So I don't really like any of those properties. Let's look at some of these houses. And what I'm looking for is something that was maybe bought by an investor. So it's the thing that I love, guys. So when it's got the price here and it's got that little arrow and then it shows the price that's listed for, that means this is what the person originally bought it for, and this is what they currently have it listed for.
Let's go.
And I believe there is like it'll only show that to you if it's bought and then listed within a certain time frame. So let's click on this one, and I'll bring it up right here. And
I gotta use the restroom real quick, brother.
All right. So this house, boom, before and after button. Let's look at these pictures. Right, these are nice new pictures. Love it. It looks like it was rehabbed. Boom, first sentence, completely renovated. So what I would do, and then let's look at before and after. So, or real quick, let me look at one more thing, because I want to see, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1970. So it's a little bit newer than the house that we're looking at, but only by 10 years. So they bought this in December. They bought this in December, and then they sold it in May. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. This is awesome, guys. Now they picked it up for $160. Yeah, they picked it up for $160, sold it for $345. Probably a really good payday for them. But what am I gonna do? So I'm like, man, this is definitely an investor in the neighborhood of the property I'm calling on. I'm gonna click on public records, and I'll come down to here, property history. And then, so I want these guys. So these guys bought it in December. So Home Inc. LLC. I would now look up this LLC and then try to contact one of the owners from the LLC. And my call would be, hey, I saw the house that the flip you guys did on Sexton Court in Orlando. You know, it looks like a really, really nice job. And they're like, oh yeah, thanks, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, are you still looking for more deals in that neighborhood? And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be like, yeah, what do you got? And I'm gonna say, hey, well, I've got one right around the corner that I'm working and that I think could be a really, really good fit. I won't have a definitive answer for you until Sunday. You know, for you, what is it you need in order for, you know, property to be a good deal for you? And I would tell them, you know, it's a 3-bed, 1-bath, you know, 1960s, similar to the one that you guys did. You know, what kind of numbers, what kind of criteria do you need in order for it to be a good deal for you? Right? And then that's how I would start that conversation. Now, the other thing is, Nate, well, what if I have a hard time? You know, I looked up the LLC and I couldn't find the owner. I couldn't find the you know, a phone number for them. Well, guys, the second best thing you do is you look up that agent and you call Richard here, Richard Martinez, and you call up Richard and you're like, hey, Richard. And he's like, yeah. I was like, hi, my name's Nathan. I was calling about a property that you sold, you know, recently on Sexton Court. And he's, I don't know if I'm saying this wrong, the name of the court here. And he's like, okay, yeah, that's already sold. What can I do for you? Well, Richard, the reason for my call was it looked like that was a fix and flip. You know, an investor bought that property. Is that correct? And he's like, yeah. I was like, cool. Well, I have a house right around the corner that I'm working on that I think is going to be a really, really good deal for an investor. You know, is that person still looking to buy more deals in this neighborhood? And then he can be the one that connects you. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either reach out directly. Now, I always like to go direct first. I want that direct relationship with the buyer. I want to be able to have that control and have that conversation directly with the buyer, right? But if I can't, the second best thing is I'm going to call the real estate agent that listed that property. Now, the other thing is when you call that agent, I like to ask, hey, you know, was this a flip? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, got it. Were you the flipper? Like, do you invest in properties? Because a lot of times the agent is also the fix and flipper themselves. And you kind of want to know that at the beginning of the conversation before you rattle on too much, right? You just want to know who you're talking to. So And that's just one property, one buyer. And again, guys, you don't need a million buyers. You don't need this huge cash buyer list with like thousands and thousands of emails and whatnot. That's useless. This allows you to take the sniper approach. You want to be effective, right? Blasting out emails to thousands and thousands of buyers does nothing for you. This one phone call is 1,000 times more effective than blasting out a million emails to a million buyers all day, all day. And guys, costs you no money. You can look up all this stuff for free, right? Best part, I didn't have to pay another software to collect the emails and then send them out. I didn't have to pay a price per email to send it out. I didn't have to pay for skip tracing. Guys, I use my cell phone and we use Google. That's it. Privy is literally the only tool that you need. That's what I love about it, is it's not all this additional cost that you need to add on top of it. You can do everything just from the actual Privy tool. You guys can be so dangerous. Questions, concerns, guys? I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, we got
a question. If any of you have been calling on houses, what were you gonna say, Nate?
We got some. I don't know why I'm behind, bro. I don't know what's going on with this delay, but yeah, we have a question. We got a question from Nadia. She says, "What paperwork would you do you?" Okay, let me read it again. What paperwork would you do for the pre-wholesale with your buyer? All right, Nate.
Great question. I know. So for me, I don't do any sometimes you can have your buyer sign an assignment agreement. You can line it up before, and they can sign that agreement before you even make the offer and sign the purchase agreement.
An assignment? They can't. It doesn't mean anything if you don't have the contract.
100%. So for me personally, I like to get the commitment from my buyer that like, hey, this is 100% a deal for them at this price. Before I sign anything with my buyer, I then go and make sure I get the offer and the signed purchase agreement, and then I have my buyer sign the an assignment, a contract, and put down his earnest money deposit. Now, because when you're doing on market with real estate agents, you'll typically have 3 days to put down earnest money. Now, everything is negotiable. Keep that in mind, guys. Right? You can get creative. Everything's negotiable. But 3 days for earnest money. So, that's plenty of time for if your buyer already gave you a hard commitment on it, and in that conversation you're like, okay, cool, would you be able to put down earnest money tomorrow? And if he's like, yeah, then okay, great. I'm going to call the agent today and we're going to sign the purchase agreement today. And then, my buyer's going to sign and deposit his earnest money the very next day. That's typically how I would do that.
Someone says, do you have those contracts to share? Always interested in what people are sending out.
Brother, you got this one?
Yeah, so we actually, on our masterclass, we do give away our signable contract for free, the one that I've used to do hundreds of deals. Yeah, so if you're interested, come to our masterclass. We literally hook it up for free. On top of that, we give you a painless wholesaling calculator that lets you know how to really calculate your deals. But that's what we do to help out and give back. But yeah, so if you're interested, come on over to that, John Bryant. What else we got? Is Chicago market doable or focus out of Illinois? Chicago is actually doable, is really doable with this process, because the way that we show you is you don't even need to assign a contract the way we do it most of the time. You can just get an invoice. You can just tell your buyer to pay you at close through an invoice, and there's no. But again, all this is done through having great relationships. So that's the key. You're not going to be able to you're not going to feel comfortable and confident and trusting someone unless it's someone that you made a relationship, someone was referred to you through a mutual friendship relationship. This is a relationship business. Like right now I'm texting back and forth with an agent that I just met on Wednesday, but we're going back and forth, and I trust her because she came to me from my title escrow officer. So I know my escrow officer is not going to send me someone that she doesn't trust. So a lot of those things can be trust can be made in the seconds. I think there's a book. What is it called? Trust.
Speed of Trust by Stephen Covey.
Yeah. Speed of trust. Like, guys, trust. It's not like you need like years to trust people. Like, you just need to get in the right circles, the right people. That's why I think growing in, communities, masterminds, coaching programs, all that stuff is extremely helpful for your growth, because you're getting around people that are trustworthy. They're not going to let people into like a mastermind or a RIA that's going to speak at the RIA, for example, if he's just like a piece of trash, like just liar, right? That's not going to happen. So I'm just letting you know that relationships are the key to doing this and making it sustainable. Because with the thing with wholesaling, if you do off market, one person usually has one house. I know I went to go see a house the other day to help out a person I'm JVing with. And I was like, hey, do you have any other properties? The guy said, no, this is just my only one. So if we do a deal with that guy, that's one deal. And we'll probably never do a deal with him again. When you do develop relationships with agents, with, landlords, people that have multiple properties, investors, that's deal after deal after deal, because they're all working to achieve it. So that's why this model is more sustainable than a model where you're just every month having to go find something brand new. Like, if you have 20, this is what Jerry Norton says, if you have 25 solid relationships with agents in one market, you're doing deals like 3-5 deals a month if you have those good relationships. But if you can count on your hand, if there's less than what you can count on your hand with people in your market that you can call and ask questions to, you're doing it wrong. Whether that's hard money lenders, escrow officers. Like, if you're like, I don't really know anybody that's doing big things in my market.
Yeah. And guys, kind of adding on to that, building that relationship, that agent, another thing that I would typically do, and that you should do when calling other agents and, calling on other properties, is sometimes I'll call the agent and within the first 2 minutes, they're like, nah, this isn't the deal for you. Like, we're looking for somebody that wants to buy it, live in it. Like, no, this is definitely not a fit for an investor. Okay, got it. I don't force it. I say, okay, got it. Hey, never would want to make an offer that would insult you or the seller, blah, blah, blah. Let me ask you this. Brandy, that was the name of the agent. Would you happen to have any other properties, something that could maybe use a little bit of work or might be a better fit for someone like me? Now, I could have still said that even with this property that I'm still interested in, right? And now I'm setting up a relationship to where, hey, I know I called you about this house, but I can be your go-to person for all these other properties that you see. And in my 30-day challenge, the deal that I did was with an agent who, she's been a real estate agent for like over 20 years, and she had never done an assignment in her entire life, right? I was able to negotiate and get her to make the contract assignable. And then after we did the deal, she said, hey, I actually have someone that just brought a house to me to where they don't want to list it and blah, blah, blah. I think it could be a really good fit for you. And I'm like, dude, like, I didn't have to do anything for that. And the one big thing, I keep saying there's one thing I hope you guys take away. One big thing. And Alice, I'm about to bring up your comment here in a second. I hope one thing you guys noticed is there was nothing painful or uncomfortable about the conversation I just had with that agent.
Yeah, no reason to be nervous about it.
Yeah, I didn't make some really low offer and go about it in this like really cringy and kind of slimy way. You guys don't have to do that. Privy gives you so much information. It's the best tool in the world. And when you're using it the right way, guys, this business, it is painless. It's fun. It really can be easy when done right, and done the only way.
Now let me say something really quick. What could be painful and what could make someone uncomfortable making a call to an agent is putting that pressure on themselves that they have, like Nathan's saying, have to make the offer, that you have to throw out a number that you don't even know someone will accept. That can be painful. That can create a knot in your stomach where you're like, well, I'm going to make an offer at 230. And if she accepts it, I don't even know if that works. That is what is causing a lot of you not to take action is your uncertainty, right? And you're not confident in anything you're saying on the phone and it comes off. I know because I've been doing this for many years. I'm not confident when I have that conversation. When I'm talking to an agent, I'm like, can you do 240? They're like, sure. I'm like, dang, I don't even know. I think I'm a little too high. So I don't do that anymore. And what Nathan's trying to show you guys is, we don't do that. It's not going to help you out.
And Alice here, there's really great info. Just call the agents. Simple. I have 2 calls to make after this class. I'm motivated. I love that. Yeah, guys, that's all I hope you get out of this is some motivation, and hopefully, we can kind of help show you guys that, when you have the right tool, something like Privy, and you've got the right strategy, and you've got, the right skill to implement and use that tool, guys, this business, it's not as difficult as all the other people, make it for you. So it really is doable. It doesn't have to be painful, not at all. 100%. Alice, can't wait to hear about how those calls go. And then John, sweet, just signed up this week. Man, everybody's hopping on that Privy train. Guys, I'm telling you, only tool I use. I don't need anything else. I don't need to spend no money on skip tracing or mail or this or that. Those things can be great, but wait until you make a ton of money. Then you can add that stuff in. Guys, for $97 a month, it's insane how much of a return on your investment you can get off of just one tool.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, hey everybody, we're gonna bounce, but we're gonna answer these last 2 questions. What do you do to an agent who's asking about you? Every agent I call asks this kind of question. This always makes me nervous because have not done a deal yet. Not yet. I got the best answer for you. The best answer is gonna blow your mind. Just tell them the truth. I haven't done a deal yet. I'm looking to do deals. Okay, that's it. Do you think they don't do deals with brand new investors? Of course they do. So when you're calling them, just say, hey, look, how many deals have you done? Actually, this is my first. I've been studying this for a long time. I really want to get into this. And and that's why I'm calling you. Let's have a good conversation. So yeah, that's one of the worst things you can do is act like you're some hot shot hedge fund. You can leverage those relationships, or you can call and say, hey, I'm working with a hedge fund because I know exactly what they're looking to buy, and this is what they're looking for. That's why I'm calling. I'm trying to see if I can bring them some deals. And if they're like, are you wholesaling? Be like, yeah, I'm not wholesaling this specifically. And maybe you are on this one, maybe you're buying for yourself, but you can just say, no, I'm just calling to see if I can make an offer that would make sense for me, or if it doesn't, for, anyone in my network. You just don't want to be shady, because it comes off like in the people's voices. You can feel energy over the phone. So if you're on the phone making offers and you're nervous, I'm just gonna be real. Like, you got to get it over it, but people can be like, well, what's going on? Why is this person being weird? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. You can leverage your relationships as you JV. Just be honest. Love it. And do you call listing agents or your buyer's agents? Buyer's agent. Daniel, you want to call listing agents that have listings. Buyer's agents are the people that have the buyers. So you can call buyers to bring buyers to a deal, but we're mainly calling using Privy to call in listings, but you can also find buyers through agents as well. Cool. Well, it seems like we've had a great call. I hope that was helpful. Looks like Alice is taking action. Alice, what I would suggest is way to take action. 2, love it. But next time, 10x that, and then 10x that, and then just get better and better and get more confident, and you're gonna do great.
Awesome. Well, brother,
that's it.
I think that's all we got for today.
Okay, everybody, appreciate it. If you don't have Privy yet, please take action like Alice. Go check out. I'll put the link in there right now if you want to check out Privy. And you can use the code THRIVE to get a discount on your first month. And again, if any of you are interested in checking out how we dive a little bit deeper in how we use Privy and our strategy of painless wholesaling, check out our free masterclass. I just put the link in there as well. We'd love to see on there. It's absolutely free. We try to give away as much as we can, because again, this is a business that requires lots of effort, and we're here to help you guys take that action, take that effort. All right.
Cool. Have an amazing weekend, guys.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace out.